Guys, what is up? Megan here, and welcome back for another full moon ritual guide. Today we're going to talk all about the upcoming full moon in the adventurous sign of Sagittarius. Before we get started, please like, subscribe. I would love for you to stick around, and let's dive right in. So this upcoming full moon in Sagittarius is going to be on Wednesday, June 15th at 7:51 a.m. Eastern Time. You can do all of your full moon rituals within 72 hours on either side of the full moon and still get that same energy. So Sagittarius is represented by the centaur, and its glyph is the bow and arrow. In Greek mythology, Sagittarius is very much associated with Chiron, who is a centaur healer. Sagittarius is associated with wisdom, intellect, and philosophy. Sagittarius is also associated with adventure and travel. Wanderlust is a very apt term for Sagittarius energy. Fun fact, I am actually a Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and it does have that adventurous, taking action energy, and it is a mutable sign, which means it's the last sign in its season. So it's the philosopher, the thinker. It's getting ready to end the season. It's more open-minded, more flexible, ready to help us usher that new season in. If you know any Sagittariuses, they probably seem like they have a lot going for them. And it makes sense because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion. Sagittariuses might be the kind of people who seemingly just have good things fall into their lap all the time. When you hear someone's a Sagittarius, sometimes it's like, of course they're a Sagittarius, On the high side, Sagittarius is open-minded, adventurous, ready to take that leap of faith. They are that friend that is ready to go do whatever. If you lose touch with a Sagittarius, you might find that they've randomly moved to Canada or whatnot since you've last talked to them. On the low side, Sagittarius energy can be living in fear or maybe worrying too much about negative things occurring or living in anxiety and fear about things that have already occurred. This full moon, try to find areas where fear is stopping you from doing something or restraining you, and do your best to work through that. I'm going to provide some journaling questions, meditation to help you, but that's really the theme for this full moon: releasing fear and being brave and adventurous and ready to take that leap of faith for the next month. Sagittarius rules the 9th house, which is the house of travel, higher education, spirituality, and philosophy. So this month, look to see what you have in the 9th house and see if you're aligning with the higher or lower vibration of that sign. For example, I have Virgo in my 9th house. If you've ever traveled with me, you know I like to have an agenda. I like to know what's going on. I like to have my little schedule built out. So maybe this next month I can try to go with the flow and be a little less meticulous about everything. That's Virgo coming out there. Some colors you can incorporate into your Glamour magic. You can do makeup with it, wear these colors incorporated into a little altar. Some colors you can use are purples, like royal purples, as well as yellows. And for Glamour magic this month, I recommend you putting on an outfit that you can do anything in. You could garden if you wanted to, you could go to coffee if you wanted to, you could do whatever in if you wanted. So is that a cute athleisure set? Is that your favorite pair of jeans? Whatever that outfit is that you feel like you are ready. If the aliens came, all right, I got full mobility, let's go. Put on that outfit this full moon. Every full and new moon, I like to recommend a TV show or movie that you can put on just to have something in the background while you do your rituals, or just to kind of bring in the energy of the Sagittarius full moon. This month, I recommend watching any of the American Horror Story seasons. American Horror Story is exactly what the title says. Every season is a very unique horror story that takes place in a different time or place in America. If you're familiar with American Horror Story, you know sometimes the creators start all of these plots and it doesn't really seem like they know where they're going with them, but they do wrap them up by the end. So that's so Sagittarius, just starting off saying, we'll figure it out as we go. My personal favorite seasons are Coven, Roanoke, and Murder House, which is the first season. And some crystals you can incorporate by holding them while you're meditating or making a crystal grid, maybe putting them around your room, are iolite, red jasper, aventurine, and turquoise. And some rituals you can do are to do something that you've always wanted to do, but you've been afraid to do. For example, if a new restaurant opened up, but you can't find a friend to go with you, go alone. Don't be afraid to just bring a book and hang out by yourself. Do something that anxiety or fear is holding you back from, but you've always thought, oh, that's cool, I should try that. Do that thing this full moon. Another ritual you can do, and you can do this any full moon, but it's to make moon water. And I really love making moon water under the sign of Sagittarius because it can bring a little bit of an invigorating spark, harnessing that Sagittarius energy. And how you make moon water is really simple. You just set water out under the full moon, and then over the next week or so, you can drink it, put it in your bath, what have you not, whenever you want that adventurous, new, wise Sagittarius energy. Another great ritual idea this full moon is to bring new into an old routine. So for example, if you always walk your dog one certain route, maybe try another one. Or if there's this one coffee shop you go to and order one item, maybe just try getting a different one. Switch up your routine just a little bit and see what happens. You could maybe see like, whoa, the way before was way better, like this sucks. And that's good information. Challenge yourself and get a little bit out of your comfort zone this full moon. Sagittarius rules the hip and thighs and sort of the muscles that we need to move us forward. For yoga this full moon, I recommend doing things that are very hip opening. Hip circles are great, happy baby, runner's lunge, half splits, or pigeon are all great poses that you can do. For meditation this month, you can do a variation of a body scan that's going to help you release fear. Sit down, take a few breaths, get centered. Preferably do this after you do the yoga because I find the yoga really helps you get into your body. Take a couple breaths and then think about a situation where you were afraid or you were feeling that fearfulness, anxiety, emotion. Really focus on that situation and feel in your body where that fear is living. Where are you tensing up? Is your heart maybe racing? And focus on sending a white light to those areas. And maybe ask yourself a few questions about that scenario. Why was I afraid? Is that fear trying to protect me? How can I not be afraid next time? Those are just some examples. You can ask whatever you want, but I really invite you to focus on that fear and try to work through any anxieties that you can. This might be a little stressful, so don't go too hard on yourself. Remember to keep breathing and don't give yourself a panic attack on my account. But this is a really good time, especially if you can do it outside under the full moon, to work through those shadows. That's why we do shadow work during the full moon, because the full moon illuminates everything. You can't hide those fears, anxieties that aren't maybe the best part of your personality. And the full moon, as it goes into the new moon, allows us to release things. The moon is going from very bright in energy to the new beginning of the new moon. So during this cycle, we want to think on what we can release. Some journaling questions for this full moon are: what are your common triggers for fearful thoughts? Where does fear live in your body? Where are you expecting disappointment in your life? Do you fear any events that have already occurred? What will help you heal these fears and focus on the present? And what fears have you taken on from the world around you? And some tarot questions are: what energy can help me release fear? What area of my life needs expansion? And what energy can help me find adventure? This full moon is a great time to think about anything that's holding us back from taking a leap of faith. See what is limiting you, or you may be limiting yourself, and see if you can use that Sagittarius intelligence and wisdom to find creative solutions and how you can work around and conquer those fears. I personally am a Sagittarius rising, so I love Sagittarius full moons. It is just a great time of the year, so I hope you enjoy this full moon ritual. Please do like, subscribe. I post new and full moon videos every month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.